how best can you maintain this car?
This car.
Not just buying a car off. It's just like paying your school fees.
Definitely.
You pay the first installment of resuming the school or being admitted into the school, but you don't know how to pay the remaining part of the bill. So you buy the car at first, and you're not so sure if a tire bursts suddenly. You can buy it in a tickle of an eye. If suddenly the engine pack up, you're not so sure if you can actually go fix it or get a replacement without having to go bankrupt. After checking the maintenance of such car, you look forward to how best it's to be used. There are some cars that require a slow tottering because it's like an electric.
Yeah.
You soft pedal and it picks up and it opens up and you drive well. While some, such as BM and all of that, you can throttle now and this car moves in a tickle of an eye and in a fast range. The same way you cannot drive Corolla like that. The same way you cannot drive Honda and all other products like that. So you have to be able to tell this particular brand I am making a purchase of. How best
will it serve me? Yeah,
how
that's the
best
thing.
will it serve? Is it the daily utility car where I can move, start on, shut it down, start on, shut it down, like almost an average of 50 times in a day? Or a car that just requires a long distance? Once I started once, it goes far and that is it. So these are some of the criteria that is needed to be in check before making a choice on a car.
A choice on a car you want to purchase and all of that.
Then you become a owner of it.
All right, people, there you have it. Right now is a Top Gear segment of the Sunny Side Show here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. You can join the conversation if you have something to add up to what we are having a discussion, or you want to ask a question, or you have a question for my guest in the studio. Call 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. We don't have much time, so we are not going to be taking WhatsApp messages, strictly calls, so that we can attend to whatever question you have immediately. All right, still looking at the advantages of car ownership. Of course, we will also be touching the disadvantages of car ownership before we go to car sharing, because I pretty much want to understand the part where you talk about car sharing. I really wanted to know what you mean by that. So still on the advantages of car ownership is what we are talking about. How is the place of environmental impacts in the areas of car ownership?
Okay, the environmental impact is it creates a revenue generation for the VIO, vehicle inspection and ownership. Now, it still creates an avenue for even the road safety and all of that to get them engaged, because they're ensuring that the road usage of all those vehicles are well utilized. They're ensuring a sense of belonging that whoever is mounting the wheel is either has gone through the training of being a certified driver. Now, you cannot be a certified driver without having a car. But in our system, we know that many people have driver license,
but they don't have a car.
Yeah, but
it's not just a driver license, too. They also have this driver license and also know how to drive, but they don't have a car.
Well, the point is, all hands are not equal, just as you said.
Definitely.
But you can always find a way around it. Some do this training in order to create an avenue for opportunity if they have. Now, that comes about the sharing of ownership or the sharing of car. Now, you don't have a car. You're good in driving. You have your license and all that enables you to drive on the road. You don't have a car. I own a company. I have cars, and I need people to work for me to do the job. The ownership is in my name, or the company's name, but I employ you to make use of my property, or make use of my car to deliver probably the product or services I need it to be delivered with. So you are sharing my ownership, right? Because you're driving the complaints car. You're driving my car. You're not the owner. So we're both sharing the ownership. So when they stop you on the road and you try to explain, it's a complaint car. prove the ownership or prove the fact that you work for the company or the company employed you into the system and you drive for it. So that is a way of sharing ownership or sharing the car with the owner. Then also on the part of how it has benefited the environment. Imagine a road without car.
Okay.
How empty will it be? How would people get to their location? Or how would they, how would some people fend for living? Some use this old transportation system to fend for their families. Right now, let's take it back to the olden days. We have the bicycle, we have the donkey.
Yes.
It's still means of transportation. It's still means of conveying either human or other goods and services from one place to the other.
Another.
So this creates a business environment. This creates an activity. This creates a living for some. So it will, and it is benefiting the environment somehow. Revenue generation gets their money from car usage. Government will get their own funding for car being on the road.
Okay.
Or processing of driver license and all of that. So it's a hand in hand washing kind of a thing. I buy a car, you use my car as a driver, you maintain it. If you don't maintain it well, I sack you, you get another person.
Yeah.
I pay government, I get my licenses, I get my car papers, I do insurance and all of that, just to ensure that you driving is covered, or probably my car is insured, covered on third party or first party, on the fact that on the basis that my car needs to be in good hand or needs to be in a safe environment.
Yeah, so like you said, like I said earlier, I beg your pardon, that I wanted to understand when you say car sharing. All right, so I would really like you to talk more about the car sharing, because I want to understand vividly what you mean by car sharing.
Okay, for car sharing, like let me use the Uber for example now.
Okay.
There could be a timeline whereby we live in the same location, right?
Yeah.
And the car belongs to me. The car belongs to me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to town. You could give me a beep and say, oh, please, when you're on your way going to the office, please, do you mind taking me along? You're sharing my car.
Okay.
That's car sharing. Now, does that say you're the owner of the car? That I'm the driver?
No,
No.
at
But
all.
you're sharing the car with me. Now, you still use a company setting for marketing or marketers. The company owns the car. The name of the car is registered in the company. But we are all sharing the car because we are marketers. We have a reason to go out either in convoy or in a group to a particular place. Still sharing the ownership of the car. Same way it has to do with, let me use a child for example. Now, would you say parent sharing if peradventure your dad is not around and your place of school and your teacher is taking you through, will we tag that as parent sharing? No. The school is empowered to impute knowledge in your child. They have a role, but it's still part of the training. So we can classify it under education or training. So for usage, anyone could end up being empowered to share or to use those items because they're items. You cannot drive them forever alone.
Definitely.
And you cannot maintain it alone. If your mechanic drives it, is he not sharing your car? He's enjoying it. He'll tell your guy this car will not be ready in the next 2 weeks, 1 month. It's still sharing your usage.
Okay. All right. So still talking about car advantage and disadvantages of car ownership and car sharing right here with Mr. Udidi Oluwaseun, who is the chief operational officer. Okay, chief operational officer. Chief Operating Officer. All right, of Skywise Group right here. And of course, we're talking about the advantages and disadvantages of car ownership. So you can join the conversation if you have something to add up to what we are talking about, or you have a question for my guests. Feel free to call 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. Hello.
Hello, Holly. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening. And how are you doing? Hello.
Hello, Olere. Good afternoon.
A good afternoon, and thank you for joining me, Solomon. How are you?
I'm good. How's work?
Work is amazing. Thank you.
I just called. I'm sure you guys for the good work that you're doing.
Thank you
Quite
so
a
much.
lot.
Stopping by, please do call and let's know if you have a question. And of course, my guest will make sure that he do justice to that. All right, so still, let me dive back to the advantage. I feel like I've really already understood the car sharing part of the discussion. So I'm still going to go back to the advantage because I see that the under the advantages, we have a lot to learn from there. So I also want you to talk about the convenience, the place of convenience in the part of car ownership.
Car sharing ownership. Now,
Yes.
car sharing ownership, the convenience there is the fact that you're not tied up to maintaining the car. You're not tied up to, and all you could do is just pump into the car and ride with the person. So there's
Okay.
flexibility. You're not bothered with the fact of I need to check the oil in the morning. I need to check the gas if it's there or not. Those responsibilities are less burden about theft and all of that. So all those burdens has been shifted away from you. So some might really enjoy this whole idea of car sharing thing, but I tell you, the driver or the owner too feels the pain. So he that wears the shoe feels the pain. So
Yes.
he will be able to determine how long he wants to keep sharing.
So now I understand.
He will determine how long he wants to keep sharing. Or that's why everybody cannot bear the complaints from owners. So everybody wants to be an owner. But the
So-
truth is that we cannot also be. the
So
owner.
a practical example, right? When you gave me a lift from the junction to this place, I noticed that when you bumped into that dirty water right there, there was this.
And the first question I asked is, what in a scenario whereby you are fully kitted up and dressed, and only for you to drive some distance, and you see a pool of water either caused by rain or bad roads or
Yes.
by wrong
in a
drainage,
pothole.
and the old car you just washed,
And
well polished and shining, just bumped into that water because there's no other option but to go through the
now I understand
how
because
will you feel as
I
a
could
owner
I
of
could not
such car?
100% understand you right there, right? But the exclamation of "Oh my God, this car that I just washed!"
and some washing could cost you so much.
Yeah,
After going through
right now, those days.
detailing and all that. Of the
Those days we used to
particular
wash car 500, 1,000.
But that's
now.
not that. They tell you that they need to detail the car. When you want to package and you carry a Porsche
Yes,
car and
yes.
you find out your Porsche car just went through a mud, only for you to now still have a little glitch in the car and your car stops in the mud. How on earth will you deal with such scenario? So these are the pain the owners of car go through, and especially when a silly bike man just run into your car
And splash.
based on traffic lights or some rough driving,
Yes.
and your car is being smashed or your car is being scratched. All of this are the pain of the owner.
Of the owners. So you sharing the car will not really feel it, because when you did that exclamation in my mind, I was like, maybe just to wash car. Which other?
And you will not look at the cost the guy just went through and all that. And the truth of the fact is that
Yes.
car usage or car owners are loving. It's just when you have that sense, the fact that you are tied up to this property.
Yeah.
You do your best to ensure it's maintained properly, and it hurts you so bad when you find out that these items of yours are misused or abused. That is the pain of an owner, or not being taken care of, such as probably someone that is cleaning end up using the wrong rag or mess it up with the kind of
Or
soap.
even scratch the paints of
that
the
one
car.
can be done by the children. That's more painful when your child just mess up your car. Or
Well, now that you brought this discussion about car maintenance, color, car washing, how to use the right stuff and all of that, what would you now say to people who go to park their cars for washing and don't even look back to see the kind of sponge they use, the kind of stuff those guys are using? You see them using a very strong back sponge on the color of your car, and then definitely those kind of hard brushes can leave a scratch.
Well, sometimes they
Kind
say
of.
once beaten, twice shy.
Okay.
There would have been a time you've taken your car to a particular car wash stand and you discover after all that your car is not in great shape. I'm sure nobody But another way of educating the car washers out there is to see and plead with them to ensure they use the right soap and ensure that they help look inward to see how to maintain the individual's car, because it is being bought with a huge sum and they will not feel so happy to see their car being messed up. So the business owner of such enterprise too, or businesses too, should please educate them more or employ the right person in order to keep car owners or car dealers that brings their car to do business or to wash in their company a proper care.
All right, after having so much conversation, I would like you to take just 1 minute to give us a final thought on the topic.
All right, on a final note, please, car owners, ensure you do due diligence making a purchase of your car. If you're buying a used car, ensure you do your proper change of ownership. And if it's a third party car, please just do due diligence and maintain your car properly. Do the checks on your car, and I tell you, we will be here at Skywise Group to educate you more on car usage and car maintenance and car purchase. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Odidi Oluwa
Sheun.
Okay, I'm trying not to make a mistake with your name this time around. All right, okay, if you're just joining, we are about to wrap up the Top Gear segment of the Sunnyside Show here on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. This show comes to you every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We get to talk about cars. We want you to care for your car, and that is because cars are pretty expensive these days, so we just want to make sure that we keep you abreast with how to go about with your car maintenance, purchase, and all of that. And of course, today we have been talking about the pros and cons of car ownership and car sharing. And if you are just joining, then you've missed a lot, because we have been talking about a whole lot that surrounds your car and how to go about it. And of course, we talked about the cost, which brings in the gas, auto insurance, registration fees, routine maintenance, repairs, ticket, parking costs, and all of that. We also talk about the environmental impact. We talked about, excuse me, we talked about convenience. All right, we talk about convenience, and we talk about a whole lot that you have to take precautions as far as taking care of your car is concerned. Today is 18th. Is this 18th?
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. So we'll be on your radio again next week, Tuesday, same time, same station. And don't forget that this is streamed on YouTube, so you can go right there. If you like what we do, you want your business, you are a car part seller, you are a car dealer, you want your business to be on radio, and of course this segment is where you should bring your business. Let's hype it for you. Let's do advert. Let's help you do the marketing.
Let's make some noise.
Yes. So you just relax and bring the business. Let's help you and sell it out there to people who don't know that you're a car part or car dealer. You know, especially all these my people that sell car
Not
parts.
just sell it, but to
Bring
educate
it.
the masses.
Yes, let's tell them that they can get good
engine.
engine from your shop. All right, so this is where we get to wrap up this segment of the Top Gear right here. And so we are giving space for my sister Benedicta Henshaw to come and take you to the traffic rush segment, and then after then every other programs of the station continues. Don't go nowhere, keep enjoying your holiday, but don't worry, tomorrow you will be back to work. All right, take care and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Drive safe.
My name is Holy Ray, and of course thank you Mr. Didi Oluwaseun
Oluwaseun.
for coming on the show.
Thank you.
God bless you. Appreciate.
Do you want to know about cars? Everything about cars, from purchase to maintenance and even road use. Don't go too far. Listen to Top Gear on Eagles 102.3 FM every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Top Gear, let's give you a spin.